First up, here's the host, Efrain, explaining knowledge that's applying, never guessing. Next in line is Zach, the stats king. He'll call you out, cross you over, it's a sure thing. I a cheddar, no one better, crazy knowledge. On point, talking pros down to college. Jackie Jack on the grind, he'll never tire. Youngest buck on the show, he brings the fire. Never cast, the sports shed, the sports shed. The sports shed, the sports shed. Podcast, the sports shed, the sports shed. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Sports Shed Podcast. As the intro of the song stated, I'm Efrain, your host, with Ayacheta, Tigo, Zach, and Keith, and our guest, Jason. Welcome, Jason. We appreciate you being on the show here. How you doing, my
Thank you.
friend?
Good.
So just to get going, just want to let you know what we're going to be talking about. Obviously, we're still into the 2024 Olympics over in Paris, France. And we're going to be going over a few of the athletes, some of the sporting events, some of the gold medals, bronze, and even silver that they've won, certain records that actually have been accomplished by these great athletes throughout the world. Right after that, we're going to then be going over some of the things that have been occurring in the NFL. And after that, but more importantly, we're going to be discussing the inductees to the 2024 Hall of Fame. And then somewhere around there, we're going to be discussing in regards to certain individuals, certain players that, let's be honest, truly has absolutely no business smelling, walking, hearing, looking, or listening and going into the Hall of Fame. But once we get to that topic, we'll be discussing that. But moving along into the Olympics, the U.S. obviously have the most medals won. They've actually have won about exactly so far to date, not knowing what's going on currently, have won a total of 94 medals. Second is China, 65, and third is the host country, France, with 51.
USA,
One.
USA.
Sorry.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But before we go on with the USA and everyone else, though, there have been certain things that have been going on in the Olympics with winners that actually have been surprising quite a number of people. In the 1500 meter in track with Cole Hoker, excuse me, who actually won the gold and actually upset the favorites of Jacob out of Great Britain and Josh Kerr, I believe, out of Norway. If that country is incorrect, please accept my sincere apologies. Josh Kerr actually is the defending world champ and the defending champ from last year's Olympic, Jacob out of Great Britain. Those were the favorites to win. Cole Hoker actually had no business winning this other than pure heart. The man wanted it so bad, but that in itself, besides his athleticism, that was just straight heart. I actually watched that race, and that young man actually at one point was either sixth or seventh going down the stretch. Next thing you know, he's fifth, fourth. Next thing you know, the young man actually wins the gold. So congratulations to Cole Hoker for winning the gold medal in the 1500 meter for USA.
Can I add a little bit more to that? Because that was one of the people.
Oh, please do.
He was actually a 21-1 long shot to win this event. And then him and his USA teammate, Jared Nagus, I believe is how you pronounce it. He won bronze.
Yes.
And they became the first pair of USA teammates to medal in this event in 112 years.
To be exact, the last time that happened was in 1912, which it's a remarkable accomplishment just in itself. And then just moving right along, the 100 meter won by Noah Lyles of USA. And that one actually, I know that there is a member on our show that is a bit upset about how that finished. But Noah Lyles won the gold medal in the 100 meters. And I quote, by 5,000th of a second. But there is a bit of a controversy amongst one of our respected members on our show. Feels that he shouldn't have won. So Tigo, what's your take on that race?
Uh, I mean, my eyes, I can't explain. My eyes seen a Jamaican winner, but you're telling me the U.S. won. But I,
A little biased.
It's a bit. It's
Okay.
Hey, you know what? You won the event 3 years in a row with Usain Bolt.
but
For real.
You just gotta take this L. Okay.
no, we're not taking no
gotta
L.
take this
We're
L.
Yeah.
not taking
They
no
just
L.
gotta hold. Just
We're
gotta
not
hold
taking
it.
no L.
It's
Listen,
always been the torso.
Hey, you got silver.
Noah Lyles, he won it. He's gotta take the L.
listen.
You got silver.
well.
Jamaica got
He
silver.
said take that L,
like
Tigo.
like
Take
that
that L
little,
after winning the silver.
like that little
Well-
kid said. Bullshit. That is straight bullshit. Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit.
Wait.
Yeah.
Little delayed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
where's the producer? Come on now.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, the producer's off in the timing here.
What in the world?
Well, just
Sorry for
to
that,
be
but
clear,
yes.
when yes, by the photo finish, one can say that the Jamaican athlete
Wait.
did win.
It's not even photo
But-
finish. His foot was over the line first. I mean, by far.
I'll clear this up right now.
The-
And his torso. So even if
no, not his torso.
No, not his
all right,
torso.
his head was
It's-
leaning
right. But
in track and field, it's always been the
Torso.
And the reason
All right.
they do the torso is to give runners that
Longer extremities.
Taller runners have an advantage if it's like down to the wire because of those like limbs. So the reason they do torso is because it's all there's you can't really extend
Those
it.
alien
You know,
limbs.
that's why they do it, to give those shorter runners like an equal chance. And it's always been like that.
If you wanted to be
Like that.
if you wanted to be honest, Tigo, all your sprinter had to do was just lean forward a little bit. Instead, he wanted to lean backwards.
Lean back.
I got a question.
Well,
Lean
So-
back.
I bet you
What's
know
the
what
question? Go
now
ahead.
whatever his name is, he won't win a race again. I bet you he won't win a
He
race
probably
again.
won't.
He's
won't.
He's gonna win the 200 because
He'll
that's
win
his
the 200.
actual race. That's his
He'll win the
actual
200.
race. That's his specialty. Is the 200 meter.
Tigo, I think if Jack was on the show right now, he'd say you hating.
You're hating.
No, I'm not hitting. But you know, I mean,
bullshit.
yeah, straight. That was
If you watch Noah, he always gets off to the slow starts. So and then he finishes strong. So that's why the 200 is a specialty because
that. I wish my boy Usain was still running, man, and just run and just look at him, just run and leave him behind and look at him run trying to catch up.
I wish
Like,
I miss
yeah,
Michael
come on.
Phelps.
I'll slow down for you so you can catch up.
Hey, man, I wish Michael Phelps was still swimming. But
For real.
I wish Michael Jordan was still playing basketball. You know,
I don't.
to end this whole debate.
Just real quick, guys, if I can interject. Hey,
Ding,
Jason,
ding, ding.
did you say you had a question by any chance?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I don't watch a whole lot of track. So is it the first to the line? Is the first over the line? How does that work?
Your torso.
I
torso.
okay. So
You should,
the way
Over the
I
line?
saw
you
the
should see that race.
interpretation-
Jason.
To the
You should
line.
see that race. You
Okay.
gotta look that race
Well,
up.
Torso
okay.
meaning your chest, right?
No, it's the clavicle because it's part of
Yeah.
the torso. So if the clavicle, because it's the top part of your torso.
That's why they all lean forward.
So
They all
if
lean
the
forward.
clavicle
shoulder?
goes in first before anybody, you win. That's the way it was explained on NBC as far as why Noah Lyles won, and that's always been the rule in regards to the photo finish if it's that close. Now, we can agree to disagree, but those are the rules.
That just remind me of going back to where I say public school when you have field day, right? You know about field day, Efrain, where you run against other
Yes,
say
I remember.
like classmates.
I
I remember one time I was racing and I'm like, we have like different competition, different things. So there's one kid that was beating everybody, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna beat this kid because I'm faster than him. So you know what? You know what he did. So so the last race, and it's just like this Noah Lyles race, yo. This last race, I'm about to beat this kid, and you know what he did? He did a little nudge in front, put out his chest frontwards, and got the win, yo. And I'm looking like, man, bro, run straight. Why don't you run straight
Yeah.
up and
So
stop with the leaning chest and just run.
you want to?
So Tigo's projecting a little bit from
Yeah.
his.
See,
Yeah,
I
man,
Yeah.
that
see.
just
His
brought back
racing.
memories. That just
So
brought back memories, bro.
so I got
It brought
so
back bad memories, huh,
Yeah,
Tigo?
yeah, bro. And if it's that kid
here's a
you watching, you know who I'm talking about. You know who if you
yeah.
watching this, you know who you are.
Yo, so here's a crazy fact. Here's a crazy fact. Every single nation has won a medal this Olympics. At
Which
least
is
one
great.
medal.
Which is great.
Exactly, it is. I mean, that just pretty
That
much
that
tells you that
that competition
there
is
is
coming.
the competition is there.
Country?
Every country, yep,
I don't
has
think
won a
Puerto
medal.
Rico's won one. I don't think Puerto Rico's won one.
Let me
I
look.
looked. I looked.
Puerto
and I was like,
Rico?
I don't see a Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because usually the medal track.
Did I miss it? Hold up.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope you're
I
right.
don't think that.
They
I think I
definitely
missed
didn't
it.
win
Hold on.
basketball.
Let me look. Hold
They
up.
had like, yeah.
Not even in female.
Because there's some countries that like they have like only a couple players representing them, and like to say like that they got a medal, I think it's not all of them are gonna get it.
That is true. That's a lot of countries.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I jumped the gun. My bad.
that's all right. So,
As much as I want one, you know.
same here. But just moving forward, and what we can do is we can pass along Dr. Phil's number on speed dial to Tigo so he can recuperate. Okay. Um,
Do you want
but
Dr. Phil or do you want Oprah? Which one?
yeah, which one you
Neither.
want, brother? Because they'll both work. Or you
Tigo
you
said
can have my
neither because
own.
I'm right.
Neither.
So just moving along. Right now the women's volleyball team they just reached the semifinals. The winner will move on to play for the gold. Loser will play for the bronze. USA in the semifinals is actually going to be playing Brazil. They're actually considered the powerhouse country right
Yeah.
now in regards to women's volleyball. Right now, the other semifinal is going to be Turkey versus Italy. So right now,
Italy's
if
bad
anybody's
too.
gonna
Italy's
if
bad.
anybody's going to be the favorite, the likelihood is more potentially, no disrespect to the other two countries, it appears that it's going to probably be
It's out
either
of the
USA
U.S.
or Brazil.
They're the top.
Um,
They're 1 and 2.
right.
USA and
Don't
Brazil is
don't
1 and 2.
don't
And
don't count out Italy. Don't count them out.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. As far as the favorites,
Okay.
it's either USA or Brazil that is actually considered one of the favorites to move forward and win the gold. But I'm not counting out Turkey and I'm not counting out Italy. They're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the women's basketball, just now I just saw USA beat Nigeria, so they're actually moving on right now. As far as in the bracket for the women's basketball, and
Oh,
then
What was the final score? What was
Yo,
the final
no
score on that
joke.
game?
Congratulations to Nigeria, though. The first time they ever advanced to a knockout round in any sports competition in Nigerian history. No
Yeah, and
joke.
that's what I'm saying for basketball, especially like
yeah, I
basketball.
agree. Actually, the score, people want to say it was a blowout. I don't think so. But the United States beat Nigeria 88-74 by
That's
14.
not a blowout
That is
at
not by
all.
in
No.
regards to the U.S. women's basketball team being one of the most, actually the most dominant team in the world, winning by 14. Actually, Nigeria should be proud of themselves. The fact that they made it this far and only lost by 14, basically to the best team in the world. As far as for men's basketball, it's going to be in the semifinals. It's going to be USA and Serbia. Jokic, it's crazy because when Jokic is on the court, the plus minus is even. Where he's off the court, it's a horrific number in the minus. So a lot
Right.
of people do not expect Jokic to come off the court. So it'll be interesting what the final score is going to be or how this game is going to be played out if Jokic doesn't come out. and we all know is Jokic. I believe what is it a 2 or 3 time MVP in the
Yeah.
NBA.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the NBA are the best players in the world, and Jokic has won, I believe, 3 MVPs. So it'd be
Yeah.
interesting him staying on the court. Hopefully, and I know he's had to come off the court maybe
Wait.
at some point for a breather, but
That's what I was about to say. Don't Denver have a saying that like you can't like work my player to his death like for him to
I get it, but I think Jokic may have the final say on that.
Yeah.
You know that's
I think it'll come down to foul trouble because again, there's only 5 fouls, and like I'm sure they're going to start Embiid, so they'll probably look to feed Embiid down low, and Jokic just got to stay out of foul trouble. And I've been watching some of the games. He comes out he only comes out if he's not in foul trouble. He only comes out last couple minutes of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, as long as they're somewhat close, I mean, he might come out for a minute or two. But I was watching the Australia game, and they were up by like 4 or 5, and like Australia literally scored like 2 or 3 points, and he put Jokic right back in. So I think as long as he's not in foul trouble, I think they'll be looking to put him in if he's out even like a couple of seconds, and they can't even maintain that lead. So
And he needs his teammates to hit shots because
yeah,
it can't be just him. We found out that with Giannis.
Yeah, it's really just been Bogdan is the only other one that's been scoring. So if they can get some shots made by some other guys, then that's where the problem is.
I don't think they have a chance.
What do we call him?
We call him Professor Rab. He said he looks like a science
He
teacher.
looks like a science teacher, so we nicknamed him Professor Rab.
Yeah.
Just for me to close out on a couple of events that was surprising. What I saw was the men's swimming 4x100 meter in the medley relay. The United States have won this event since 1980, and the shocker, the upset in the making occurred. China beat USA for the gold, and the USA men's won the silver. And this is the first time since 1980 that the men's
So-
4x100 medley relay.
I gotta
did not win the
add to
gold.
that. I gotta add to that.
Go right ahead.
So there's a doping scandal in China's athletes going around. And people are calling for them to have a lifetime ban, the athletes that are getting testing positive in the doping scandal for China athletes swimming.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't a swimmer come out and say that they get tested throughout the entire year?
The
For
United
every
States,
event.
Katie Ledecky did. Every event throughout the whole year, Katie Ledecky said the United
every
States get
event.
tested every event. They get randomly tested during training. But no
the
other
other
nations,
countries not.
no other nations made to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just to throw a disclaimer out there for this show, we are not accusing China of doping.
We
I
don't-
am.
I'm being
I am.
sincere here, gentlemen.
I am.
Keith, you
I
need to
am.
step in and say, go
I
ahead.
am because they did. So,
Well,
Accusing him
again,
again. It's all about it's all about the cheating. Come on.
we are
Come
not
on, Efrain,
claiming
we know
that
the
they are
facts.
until proven otherwise. Just let me let that know. China won the gold.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I will stand on it. I will apologize if I am wrong. I will stand on it.
China, let me say this again. China won the gold. USA won the silver. We're not here to discuss conspiracy theories. We're
Right.
just only here to state the facts. Until proven otherwise,
Right.
China won the gold. USA won the silver.
That
That's
is
all I'm
true.
going to say on behalf of the Sports Shed
That's what I like to
podcast.
say to you, Dad.
Say that again?
Said it's a line I like to say to you. You like to be jumping to conclusions sometimes.
In regards to what?
Oh, no.
Here it
We
goes.
don't get into it. We
In
don't
regards
get
to
into
what?
it.
I'm closing Pandora's box because we're going to jump off subject.
Yeah,
No, 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 no,
close
no.
this one.
You
Shut this one down.
you
Love it.
open the can of worms. Let them
Bullshit.
crawl
You sure
out.
about that?
Finish.
You sound like a hater.
Like fine. Like when you say, "Oh yeah, Bronny was only drafted because of his
Oh,
dad."
no.
Yeah. When I bring up these other players.
Right.
have
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
numbers
You know
to
what?
it,
You know what?
you
You're
wanna
right. You're
draw
right.
their
No, no.
conclusions.
You're right. You're right. Because
You-
no, no, no. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
You made Efrain tweak out his camera
Hold on.
loss.
You're right. You're right. You're right. No, no, no. You're right. It is a conspiracy theory because
Now-
it's Hold on. Because it's normal to
I love
give
it.
a second round, 55th pick, a 4-year, $7.9 million contract coming out of college, averaging less than 5, averaging points, less than 3 assists, less than 3 rebounds. You're right. I'm going to give every second round draft pick that kind of money because it's got nothing to do with daddy. I absolutely correct. What I find funny, hold on a second. What I find funny though,
I didn't bring that up. I brought up the being
no, you
drafted.
brought it up. But what I find funny is he has two good games.
No, see,
He has
you're not
2 good
listening.
games
You're not
in the
listening.
summer league,
You're
and
not
they
listening.
shut him down
You're not
so they
listening.
can use those 2 games to make the Lakers team. That's what I find phenomenal.
La
They
la la
shut
la.
him
I'm
down.
not listening to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's still.
They shut him down.
I'm not listening.
Yeah, they
You're
shut
not
him down
listening.
after those
You're not
2
listening.
so-called
You
good
being
games.
louder, you being louder and continuing to talk isn't making you any more correct. I'm talking about being drafted, and you want to go and bring up him. What you
Where
can
where
we
where
can
where are
talk
we
about-
where are we coming
talk
from? We're
about
talking about the
signing.
Olympics here.
Bronny's in the
You brought it
Olympics.
Again,
You
I
brought
mentioned
it up.
being-
I didn't. You did.
Bronny's in the
I
Olympics.
said how you like how you
No, he's
said
not.
How let's not be jumping to conclusions and be saying things. Yet
Yeah,
you're doing
because
it.
they,
And then
you know
said,
what?
Oh, what?
You
Oh,
want
what?
a conspiracy
You're
theory?
not even letting me talk. You
Go
can
ahead.
cut me off now. I let
Go
you
ahead.
talk about this whole contract thing. So let's pay a little respect. I let
Oh,
you talk.
my.
Now you let me talk. Is that how we're gonna do this? Okay, cool. I brought up him being drafted, and then you decided to bring up his contract. No, talking about him being drafted, and you said let's not jump to conclusions, okay? And I said okay, cool. When we go to Bronny, and you say, oh, he only got drafted because of his father, and when I bring up other second-round draft picks and an even first-round draft pick that had worse numbers than Bronny, I go clearly it's not just because of numbers. So factoring that in, yeah. And then last week you said don't say anything disrespectful when it comes to people. They're all human at the end of the day. And then you want to come in here before the show even starts and talking about and disrespecting Bronny. How about show some respect? They're all humans at the end of the day. Eat your own words, okay? Eat them, okay? Let that
So
singe in. Let that sink in. Don't be
how am I disrespecting him? How am I
Don't be
disrespecting him?
disrespecting people just because of your hatred towards people. That's not what we're gonna do. Okay? Be respectful when you want to talk about people. How about that? Because that's the one thing I'm getting irritated about. Because last week, for some reason, when it came to a certain person, you say, don't be disrespectful. They're all human at the end of the day. Yet you don't want to take your own advice when it comes to certain people.
How
That's
am
what
I being
irritates me.
disrespectful?
That's what irritates me.
No,
Because for
how
some
am I
reason-
dis-
for
how
some
am I
reason
being
you want-
disrespectful?
for some reason, you want to show favoritism to people.
How am I being
But yet, when it comes
disrespectful?
to other people, you don't want to keep that same attitude.
How am I being disrespectful?
You have been making shots at Bronny always for putting up 5 points. You make it a personal thing.
It's
saying
not
he doesn't even
personal.
deserve to be in the NBA.
It's not
all just
personal.
his dad. But then guess what? I show you that it's more than just numbers. I show you that there's 5, 6 other players drafted. Yet you still want to stand on, oh, it's just because of his daddy. Oh, his daddy. Do you not do that?
Yes.
Is that disrespectful?
Yes.
Oh, he's only in it. Oh, it is disrespectful.
Yes.
So it is disrespectful that you
Yes.
say, oh, it's his daddy. He's in
Yes.
the league. So I'm telling
Yes.
you,
Yes.
be a man. I'm telling you, be a man and apologize for being a child and being, him and his daddy and making these side remarks. Like
I'm
they're
not
less
gonna
than
back.
you.
Listen, I'm not taking my
no,
words back. I'm not taking my words
I'm telling
back.
you. No, I'm telling you. Last week,
How am I
when it
being
came
disrespectful?
when it came to the Olympic boxer, you said, guys, don't
How
be
am I being
disrespectful.
disrespectful?
Don't be disrespectful. And come on the show.
Keith,
Are you not saying, oh, him and his daddy? Oh, he's got to go to his dad. That's not disrespectful.
Oh, it's
Well,
not-
well,
no, it's- I don't think it is.
Guys,
Can I'm gonna be on? Can we move on?
Oh, wow, him and his daddy.
Listen.
He's
Well,
only
Can
in
we
the
move
business.
on?
He's got to go and get
Listen,
permission from his
all right,
daddy.
all
right.
That's not disrespectful.
It's
look
not
at
even
it
part of
this
the
way.
podcast
It's
today.
not even
No,
saying
we're
it's
in it
disrespectful.
now. We're in it now.
No, we can get out of it.
Listen,
It's not part of the podcast.
But
Listen.
all right,
So-
He's gonna own up to his
so-
own
Look-
words.
look at
You're
it-
not
look
gonna
at it
come
this
on
way.
here
That is
and
not
disrespect somebody,
disrespectful.
but then when it comes to other
I'm
people,
talking
it's like,
about.
let's,
First of all,
let's not
I'm not being
disrespect
disrespectful
people.
because I'm talking about what he has done on court.
I
That's
think-
what I'm
I
talking
think- I
about.
think he's-
And then all of a sudden, he gets a 4-year contract as a 55th round draft pick. So don't tell me that
That's
I
not
can't
what we're
throw that
talking-
in.
no,
That the
I'm saying
likelihood
when you
he
want
got
to
a
go and
guaranteed
make,
contract
I'm saying
because of
when
his
you want to
father.
say daddy, oh, him and his daddy, he's got to go.
But
get
that's just
permission.
jokes. That's just
Yes.
jokes.
What? Yeah, and that's being disrespectful. You said that these
How?
people are, you said last week with the Olympic boxer, you
Yeah,
said before
Yes.
we got on, guys, be respectful. If you say
Yes.
anything, I'm kicking you off the show. And
I
I'm
did.
telling you,
I'll be
you
back.
I did say that. I'm not
when
backing
you
out
s-
from it.
When you, that's fine, but I'm saying when you talk about Bronny and you're like, oh, him and his daddy, he's got to go get permission. That is disrespectful. So I'm saying when it comes to someone, and you're saying, okay, show respect, and I'm saying for everybody because they're all, you said all are human at the end of the day. Keep that same energy with Bronny and not be, oh, that's him and his dad. That's not being
I'm
respectful.
gonna do this for you.
Oh, we're still
I'm gonna
going?
do this.
Apologize right
Well,
now.
I'll end it this way. I'll end it this way. I'll do it for you. I won't say he runs to daddy. I won't say that. I won't say that.
No, I want you to apologize for doing that, for being disrespectful. Be
Okay,
a man and
how about
own
this?
up to
How
your
about this?
past
Watch
decisions
this.
you have
Watch
done.
this. You can play this in everywhere. I apologize for only saying that he runs to daddy. He's a grown man who makes his own decision. That is all I'm apologizing for. That he runs to daddy. Your words. So I'll take it
no,
back.
No, your words. No, your
No,
words. You said it.
You're
They're not
quoting
my
me.
words. They're
But
your
as far
words.
as
You said
everything
it.
else,
So-
hell no.
So you
Hell no.
apologize for those little disrespectful
No, you
comments
said-
that you like to make towards Bronny, because at the end of the day, he's human.
How am I
so
funny?
Are you done making those side disrespectful comments and remarks towards Bronny?
I will
Because
make.
he's a human
I
at
will
the end
stop.
of the day.
I will stop. I will stop making those side disrespectful remarks. But as far as the fact, as far as an opinion, why he was drafted, that's not happening. Why? As far as supporting with the numbers that he supported, that's not happening. Why he got the guaranteed contract, in my opinion, why he got it, that's not happening.
You can have, that's fine. You can have a difference of opinion.
But the
when it comes to
side
his
remarks,
play.
I'll give you.
Okay, that's all I've been talking about.
Fair enough.
Because
Moving
when it
on.
comes to draft and all that, that's fine. But I'm saying you need to be respectful to people
Fair-
because you want to come on here and say that.
Fair
But
enough.
You owned up to it. You owned up to it. I respect it. No, I
Fair enough. But we'll have the other, but later on we'll have the conversation how miraculously they shut him down after having 2 games. That we'll talk about later on
They did
another
the same
show.
with Delta, they did the same with Delta Connect. So what are you trying to get on?
All right, let's go.
We'll
No,
move
other
on.
topic.
Connect.
We gotta
We'll
move on
We'll
here.
move on.
Gotta move on here.
Yeah, we'll move on. They did the same with Delta Connect.
Hey.
So keep that same energy.
It's
I just want to say.
I will. You got it. Oh, I
Keep the same-
will.
If you bring up Delta Connect in that same conversation, I'm
Yes,
cool
I
with it.
will. Oh, I will. Don't worry about it. But first of all,
Yo,
let's
this-
not
this
first of all,
Pop-Tart
let's
is
not
good.
compare those 2 players because he's better than Bronny. So you're disrespecting Connect.
Yeah.
You're
One was
disrespecting
drafted
him.
in the
You're
one was
disrespecting
drafted in
him.
the first round. One was
You're
drafted
Yo,
in the
Keith,
second round,
this
one was drafted
Pop-Tart
in
is
the
good,
second
man.
round. You're right. No,
You're
right.
disrespecting him.
You're right. One was drafted in the first round. One was drafted in the
You're
second round.
disrespecting him.
my
Don't do that to
lord.
that young
You're
man.
right. You're right.
Kumbaya.
You're right.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay. I can't believe that you're actually
We
supporting
got-
somebody
It's
that
the
I
should
mean-
have been drafted in the first place.
Guys,
I'm
it's,
actually
it's,
saying stop with the
guys,
We
disrespect.
gotta move on here. This is,
You're not
we
listening
gotta
to
get
me.
over this
First
conversation
Were
and
you
just move
listening
on
to the
here.
whole thing?
We
No,
gotta
we're
move
gonna
on
talk
here.
about
It's
it
the
and we're
sports
gonna talk
No,
shed.
the
about it.
conversation's
We're on it.
over. It's over.
It's the sports
The
shed.
Bronny conversation's
To
over.
make remarks, I'm going to continue
It's
showing
the
respect and
sports
protecting those
shed.
people because you want to make those disrespectful comments. That's all I'm saying.
I
And
love
He
it.
said he
keep
wasn't.
talking about it. You're not going to just. Oh,
I
we're
just
no, if we're
apologize.
currently-
He apologized for
that
it.
We're talking about.
I
Yeah,
just apologize.
I know,
What
but
more do
then
you
you would
want?
say, "Oh, well, don't make me talk about Bronny and Connect," and like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, they were.
One is
drafted at
better than the
different times.
other.
One was drafted in the first one.
One was
second.
better.
That's
One is
literally
better
what we're
than the
talking
other,
about.
and the other one shouldn't have been drafted. Why can I say that?
But did I ever say Bronny was better than Dalton Connect? No, but
Yeah,
you
but
mentioned
don't
how Bronny
insult
sat
Connect by equating him in the same sentence.
You said how Bronny sat, and I said, yeah, and so did Dalton Connect. And you said, yeah, so you're comparing them? And I said, well, yeah, they were both drafted, one with higher expectations than the other. Yeah, I am. What is wrong with that? And then Zach comes in here and says, we're done talking about it. We're done. Like, no, we were just in the middle of finishing up. And then you came in and butted in. And
Are we?
Don't
All
say
right.
it. I don't
Are
know
we?
now. I don't know.
Because like
I'm talking about
we
what
talk
you
we
did.
It's
talk
the
about Brownie
sports
so
chat.
Shut
much.
your mouth
Like
and eat your Pop Tart.
You're not gonna. When I'm in the middle of talking, you're not just gonna. We're done talking
Or
about it. We're
keeps
done talking about it,
finishing.
guys.
Weird.
Like,
All
Now
I
it's
know
coming
is
down.
gonna
I
happen.
Oh, now it's
apologize.
back.
I don't know what you want from me.
I
I want
love
you to stop being
the sports chat.
disrespectful and
I
making
just told you
comments.
I was. I just told you I was.
I didn't finish talking, and then I said, and you owned up and apologized for it, and I respected it. So again, like, let me finish, and I'll get to that. This is crazy.
I just want to say. I
literally just
It's
said
the
that.
sports
You
chat.
cut me off, and then you did the same thing.
I just want to say, don't nobody attack me what I put into the group chat because it was a joke when I said the first father and son duo to retire in the same year. That was a joke.
Between me and Jamie.
I still love you, Zach. You know that, bud.
It's a sports
You own
chat.
up to it. I respect. I have
You
even
got-
a higher level of respect now for you
A
owning
little
up to it.
bit, just a little bit.
No, actually, it's up there. It's just, I actually jumped a lot. I respect that.
So,
I respect
and we will have this discussion at a later show. But we'll move on. In regards to
I'm gonna be sick for that one.
just real quick.
I will too.
The,
I'm like over that conversation.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be
just to
there.
move on in the Olympics, the
You
women's
can't be. I don't think the people are.
just real quick, the women's soccer team is going to be playing for the gold medal for the first time since 2012, and they will be playing Brazil after they just beat Germany 1-0.
Spain.
So
Oh.
USA and Brazil will be playing for the gold. So good
That's
luck.
gonna be a tough
I
one.
hope
That's
that the
gonna be a
US
tough
women
one.
goes considered probably one of, but the best team in the world. So hopefully, I want them to win the gold. So good luck, ladies. Now, in regards to the Olympics, each of us are gonna actually we're gonna pick one athlete, one event, but mainly an athlete that kind of surprised you or really you were in awe because of their accomplishments. And for me, the one that actually stands out is, and I apologize if I can't pronounce this gentleman's name, Mejuan. And again, I'm sorry, Lopez. I believe in the heavyweight division for wrestling. The gentleman is out of Cuba, and at the age of either 41 or 42, he set an Olympic record for winning the 5th consecutive gold medal at the age of either 41, 42. It has never been done in Olympic history. The likelihood is there is a potential that it will never be done again, but records are meant to be broken. And what I didn't know this about wrestling. I know, Zachary, you probably do because you did wrestle in high school, but I did not know that it is a common thing that when a wrestler takes off his shoes, puts it in the middle of the mat, that is a sign of retirement. And once that match was over and he won his 5th consecutive gold in wrestling in his division, he took his shoes off and put him in the middle of the mat, which basically he's telling the rest of the world that he's retiring. I want to point that out. Congratulations to that gentleman, Mr. Lopez.
Can we get some clapping for that?
I'll say Ian Cheddar. Ian Cheddar.
No.
Do you have someone that comes into mind?
Hey, let me go next.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna go to complete opposite of what you did. And Amit Elor, I think that's how you say her name. You went from one of the older people to win. She's one of the youngest to win in wrestling a gold medal. I just think that's a pretty big accomplishment to be the youngest to do that.
At the age of 20.
Exactly. So I just wanted to go to the complete opposite of what you said. It kind of fit. So.
Oh, perfect.
You're up, Cheddar.
And Cheddar?
Zach, you go.
So, Saint Lucia won its first ever Olympic medal.
I'm with Zach with that one.
By the name of Julian Alfred.
Yep.
In the women's 100-meter event, she beat USA's Sha'Carri Richardson to take the gold medal, which was back on Saturday,
But
August 3rd.
can I say something with that too?
Yes, quickly yesterday as well, she won the silver medal in the women's 200-meter event. So she now has 2 Olympic medals, and those are the first 2 medals in St. Lucia's history.
Yeah, I'm with Zach with that one, but there's also I want to say something with that. So there's two. The reason why we didn't get a good race with that because we first there is one of the champions them was missing. Shelly Ann Fraser from Jamaica wasn't allowed to get into the warm up part, so she couldn't be able to train. And then for her to go all the way walk an hour away to get to the front gate just to come back down to training, she kind of opted out that race. So there was that, and then Shikari had to do the same thing. So by the time she got there, she was kind of tired too to do that race. She just kind of do that race because everybody expecting her to run. So we didn't really see a true 100-meter race. Even though congrats to St. Lucia for winning that race because you did win. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the Olympic Committee got to do better, man.
I did a little digging on Shikari's runs, and at the trial, she ran a 10.71, and Julian Alfred for St. Lucia ran a 10.72 to take the gold medal. So it's definitely up for debate. Would she have won the gold? But I still think she would have medaled at the very least in that event with those two.
But the last gold medal winner in that event couldn't even run for the event.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking the gold.
No, she could. She just chose not to risk injury.
I'm focusing on the fact that St. Lucia won just an Olympic medal in the event.
Right.
So I'm saying she still would have medaled.
Yeah, she would have. Yeah.
But it would have been a good race too, though. Had they the proper warm ups. But yeah, the committee Olympics really messed that up.
Chetta or Jason, either one.
I'm ready. Mine's just women's rugby team, same as last time. I mean, be the first for the United States to be the first team in rugby to get a medal in the sport is impressive, especially since it's against top teams that rugby's basically their main sport. So I thought that was impressive to me, and it's got me interested to watch rugby more. So yeah.
Jason, you have anyone in mind?
Well, Kevin Durant surpassing Lisa Leslie's scoring record.
Yeah,
that's one. I think he did it. He had 5 points to go, and he surpassed her all-time record. And he's looking to become, I guess, the first men's basketball player to get 4 golds and consecutive Olympics.
Yep.
So yeah, he's looking to do that.
Right.
He needs to retire. He's old.
Yeah.
There's somebody older than him.
Yeah.
I just want to, and Zachary and Ayacheta would appreciate this, and Tigo, just being here, for those of you that aren't aware, being here in the capital region, meaning in upstate New York, I just want to throw a quick shout out real quick.
Honduras.
There is a gentleman who is the track coach for the Waterville High School. His name is Mikel Garcia, and he was actually in the Olympics. He tried to qualify for the 100 meters. The timing wasn't there, but the fact that he was able to represent his country out of Honduras and was able to be in the Olympics out in Paris, France. But this one is a bit of a special moment for us because this is a homegrown gentleman here. Like I said, he is the track and field coach for Waterville High School, where both Ayacheta, Zachary, my other son Jared, and our twins Jaden and Jack currently attend the high school. So I just want to say a quick shout out to our track coach Miguel Garcia, for representing your country, but also at the same time representing USA and Waterville High School. So I just want to say thank you, congratulations, and much love on this show, my friend.
I just want to give a quick little more to that. So in his preliminary heat like race, the last one to qualify, because it's the top two to qualify, that guy ran a 10.60, and Malike Garcia ran a 10.76. Time wise, and that's how close it was in that
So,
race.
so by .16, he was not able to qualify, but the fact that he was there, that just shows
Yeah.
you the greatness that's out there in the world. And my friend, you are one of the greats being in the 2024 Olympics.
Yep.
Um, so that's for the 2024 Olympics. We're gonna move on to the NFL.
I
A couple
have
of
a couple more just quick shout outs.
no,
for
please
some
go
people.
ahead.
So, like, the country, Dominica, won its first Olympic medal.
Yep.
A woman by the name of Thea LaFond
Yep.
Gatson.
Yep.
She took gold in the women's triple jump, so that is
Yep.
Dominica's first ever Olympic medal.
That's a small little island.
Yep, and here's a couple other gymnastic winners. So, Carlos Yulo won the Philippines' first ever gymnastics Olympic medal, and it's the second gold medal ever for the Philippines
Wow.
in any sport. And then
Wow.
a man by the name of Nariman Kurbanov won Kazakhstan's first ever gymnastics medal, and he took home the silver medal for them. And that was his-
Nice.
Well, congratulations to all those athletes. Well deserved. If anybody else have anything to add in regards to the Olympics, we can go ahead and move on to our next topic. And we're going to be talking about just a couple of things that's been going on recently in the NFL. Just this past week, Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins have restructured his contract. Now, when I mean restructured, he wasn't no years were added, no additional monies was added to the current contract. What they did was he originally signed a 4-year, $120 million contract. He had his last 3 years were restructured to where the 3-year, $90 million remaining. Out of that $90 million, Tyreek Hill is going to receive a $65 million guaranteed amount,
Ooh.
which means that in his 4 years, the 120, the total guaranteed money that Tyreek is going to receive out of the 120 is going to be $106.5 million, which actually becomes the most guaranteed money in NFL history for a wide receiver.
You better tape
I'm
those
going-
ankles up.
I am
Worth
going to
every
let,
penny.
You better tape those ankles up.
I'm gonna let Keith speak on that a little bit more, being the Dolphins fan. So, but Chris, I'm sorry, Keith. I know you probably got to be excited for that guaranteed money, knowing he's not going anywhere and he's happy, and it probably also helps the Dolphins with their salary cap if there is any salary cap issues.
Yeah. I mean, what makes me happy is just reading his tweets. I'm here to stay, which just goes to show me he wants to retire a Dolphin.
He did the same thing for Kansas City.
To me, he's looking out. He's given Tua even more confidence that I will be here. I'm the guy that you'll be comfortable throwing the ball to, which obviously has been successful for them. You just look at his numbers. Every year they're going up. I don't know. I'm happy. So, and I know a lot of all the Dolphins fans are happy about it. Some don't like all his off the field antics, but I don't play football. That's all I care about. Yeah. Keep putting up those numbers.
He needs to tape his ankles.
For what?
He always has ankle issues and hamstring issues. He needs to tape those ankles.
And still plays.
Hey,
Keith,
it takes one. It takes one to pop that Achilles.
Hey Keith, I just got a quick statement. Don't the
Don't
Giants
wish
fans
that
wish
evil
they
on
had
that
that
man.
problem?
I'm not wishing.
Yeah,
Hey,
no. The Giants have a guy who's out there throwing punches at other players with helmets on. So
The Lions
go figure
do
that,
too.
Go figure,
The Lions
go
do
figure
too.
that out.
It's a New
Go
York
figure
thing.
that out
The
before
Lions
you're gonna
do
tell my
too.
guy to tape his
Wait,
ankles up.
Yo, matter of fact, I'm
It's a
sorry,
New
but it
York
was the
thing.
wrong. It was the wrong person that I wanted to throw the punches. It should have been Daniel Jones, so he was out for the whole year.
Yeah, let
Actually,
me
he
punch
was
you in the
in a scuffle,
helmet.
too.
Oh, that hurt
Yeah.
me. So,
Wait. Hold on.
Me so
to
dumb.
to give fairness, I'm gonna let Jason jump in here. Jason, because this happened between the Giants.
Listen, can I add in? Can I add in real quick just before you go?
Go ahead.
So the person Keith is talking about is a receiver that's going to be 10 times better than Tyreek Hill. Malik Neighbors. Matter of fact.
what kind of bet you want to put on that one?
Let me finish. Matter of fact, he had 8. He destroyed. I'm sorry, Jason. Matter of fact, he destroyed the Lions secondary. He got thrown to 18 times, caught 17 of those receptions. The only one that he missed was apparently a catch that
Tell him,
was
Cheddar.
it was a
Count
contested
that
catch,
cheddar,
and
Cheddar.
it got
We're
deflected
talking
because
about
Daniel Jones can't
practice.
throw.
That cheddar.
Hold up.
We talking
This is
about
this is against the
practice.
Detroit Lions, who by far do have one of the top
Cheddar.
defenses in the league. All right, so
And you really think
Look
that
at
they were
you.
playing all out 100, 1000% in that practice?
people don't need jobs. People don't
And
need
you,
jobs.
No. Let's back it up a little.
People don't need jobs.
You're saying he's going to be better than Hill?
Yes,
That's what I heard, right?
yes, that's
Who's
correct.
throwing him the ball? Who's
That's
throwing
correct.
him the ball since you have
That's
no
correct.
faith in Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones is gonna have to throw him the ball. He's the quarterback.
Ooh.
Oh, so you're saying Daniel Jones is going to ball out this year then?
If
he's
he
gonna be better
balls
than
out,
Tyreek
that's
Hill?
good for the Giants. I'm not gonna complain if he balls out.
You're gonna be 10 times better than Tyreek Hill. That's crazy.
So you're telling me Neighbors is going to get probably 2,000 yards this year?
I
He's
can
gonna
see
get
that.
1,000 for a rookie. He's gonna get
Tyreek
1,000.
got 1,800.
He's a
last year?
rookie. Malik
It don't
Neighbors is a
matter.
rookie playing with a shit
He's gonna
quarterback.
be 10 times better than Tyreek Hill.
Better. That boy
He's
got
a
better than
rookie.
Jerry Rice.
So when is he going to be better? His last year in the league? Is that when is that going to give you enough time
The
for him to get
last
better?
year in the league. What?
No, the last year on his before he retires. Is that the year he's going to be better than Tyreek? Does he need that many years? I'm just asking you.
No, he don't need that many years. No.
Yeah.
No. He don't need that many years. No.
Hey, Zachary, just sit back and enjoy, because I've never heard Keith speak this much. Let him
No.
go. Let Keith at it. Let him go. Let him go.
From Zach. This is crazy.
Let him go.
Well, he's throwing out some outlandish stuff.
No, I'm
Cheddar
not.
counting that
No,
No,
cheddar.
I'm not. Malik Davis is that good. LSU, stand up. LSU, stand up.
Hold
Did
on.
you stop and
LSU,
bump your
stand
head?
up.
Hold on. Only because this occurred with the Lions.
Yeah,
and
go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
Jay.
have to give respect and courtesy and allow Jason to jump in. Jason, the floor is yours.
I hold the Lions that high of a standard. That's why I'm excited about Malik Neighbors.
Jason, it's all
I think-
yours, buddy.
I think both parties are stupid. Why are you throwing fists made of flesh and bone at a face mask? I just think it's
I
stupid.
agree with that.
I'm glad Dan Campbell said what he said when he said, hold on, I got it right here. I got a quote. Hold on, I got a quote.
He said got hey,
You gotta say it like Dan Campbell. You gotta talk like this.
You gotta talk like this. You gotta talk like this when you talk.
He told his guys, he said, this will be evaluated like a game. So if you do something that's going to cost us in a game, that's part of your evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are going to get come down on because there was the first one was 10 plus fights.
Yup.
And then the second one was like five.
And they ended
Yeah.
the practice. They couldn't go through like a special teams drill without one fight breaking out consecutively.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some sore butts. Let's just say there's gonna be some sore butts, and it's not gonna be good for some people that are being evaluated.
Some let goes.
So, oh, absolutely. Well, he's already said that. So, yeah, some sore wallets. He's already said that he's got his guys in mind of who's going to be on the team and who's not going to be on the team. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah,
I
I
would
just
say
think
he's
it was
keeping
silly.
receipts.
He's keeping receipts.
Yeah.
Keeping receipts.
So,
Unlike
so,
the That's not the Washington Redskins coach saying that they're keeping receipts. We don't listen to them. This is actually Dan Campbell, a coach that knows how to coach. So
I'll take this the wrong way, Cheddar. The Commanders and the Giants kind of the same difference.
not talking. I'm just saying receipt wise. Receipt
Not much
wise.
of a difference.
Rivera said he was keeping receipts.
All I know is who's going to be the battle of last place. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Tigo, why are you so quiet?
I'm just
You gonna
listening.
let him
I'm just listening.
You gonna let him talk about the Giants like that?
Listen,
I would.
listen.
There's nothing to say about that. There's nothing to say about that. There's nothing to say about that.
Louder than words. So
I agree with Tigo. He is. He is. He is.
I would like to share.
I'm sorry. A lot of respect, Tigo. You said actions speak louder than words. That means that the Giants have been extremely quiet for the last several years.
Listen, the season is coming, so I gotta sit.
All I know is the Giants would have ran that ball at that goal line. That's all I know. The Giants would have ran the ball at the goal line.
Back to the Lions fan.
I would like to share. I'm going to share one picture that probably kicked all this whole thing off.
Every
That kicked all
Tom
the
Brady
fights.
2
I want
times.
to share something real quick. So this is from Twitter. I think he's a New York Giants beat writer, I think, for ESPN. And his name is
I'll let you know. Who is it?
Rohanan?
Jordan Renan. He is a beat writer for the New York Giants. He's been covering the Giants since 2013.
So this picture probably kicked off all the fighting. That is the Detroit Lions locker room for the joint practices. That is the Detroit Lions locker room for the joint practices. Wow. That is what the Lions had to change in.
Can we clap for that?
That looks like the COVID medical tent when COVID was going on.
Wow. Can we clap for that? Clap for that. Yo, that is some trolling right there. That's trolling at its finest. That's great.
No,
That's great.
You know, hey, Jason. You know why you guys couldn't get an actual locker room? Because all the money went to Daniel Jones.
I do have a question. Now, I haven't been following the Giants like you guys. Obviously, I'm not a fan. So, okay, they got Daniel Jones. Maybe he's going to be better.
The next Eli.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Guys,
I don't recall. Did the Giants draft an offensive line?
Yes.
No.
Weren't their
this year.
offensive line last in the league last year?
They were
We got
last.
some
We
players.
signed four linemen that are above average grades in PFF.
Okay.
We drafted this bum named Evan Neal 2 years ago. He was supposed to be a right tackle, but he don't know how to get on the field. So I hope he's cut and no longer on the team.
But yet they're going to have that destructible
We're
line
gonna
that's
sit
going
here.
to protect Jones
I
to
did
let
not
neighbors
say.
be better than
I
Hill.
did not say that. Did not say that. Don't put words into my mouth. I
Sorry,
didn't
I
say
kind
that.
of led with that question. I led with that question. I'm sorry. I led the witness.
No, Jason, that's a great question.
All I'm gonna say, don't act like Tua was good before Tyreek and Jalen Waddle showed up. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't act like Tua was good.
He's gotten better every year.
Don't act like Tua. Tua's been getting
was
better
injured.
with the receivers he has. Not when
You got to keep Tua out of concussion protocol.
Tua's trash. Tua's lucky he got that money.
He just was always hurt. Like you can't really speak on somebody that's
You
hurt.
got that money.
Concussion
he
protocol.
Yeah, you can.
You paid the
He
man.
led the league in passing last year. How's he trash?
I didn't say he's trash. I said by then he was
Tigo
trash.
just said he was trash.
I said he trash.
Oh,
I
okay.
said he trash.
How can you
You trash.
I wouldn't say he's trash now.
A player's
He
good or
trash.
bad earlier in their career if they've been hurt. That's my question though.
Tua should have
So
been a
top
running
five,
back.
in top 5 categories, he's in there up in the top 5 in every category basically, but he's trash though.
Yeah, he's trash.
I don't
really?
agree with Tigo. I don't agree with Tigo. I don't believe
Listen.
Tua is trash
All
at all.
right,
Better than Daniel Jones, I'll tell you that.
Action speak louder than words. Remember I said
Anybody's
that.
better. Dude, Daniel
Back
Jones
You
is
heard,
an
right, Jason? Jason is
Yo,
here to
Zach.
witness.
Daniel Jones's
Jason
rating
is here
on
to
Madden is a 69 overall. That's it.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
Madden gets ratings wrong all the time.
They're
So
not
I did
wrong with that rating.
I did want to say real quick though that the Giants and the Lions got fined by the NFL
Yep.
Yep.
200,000 for both teams
Yep.
for those
Fights.
scuffles. Yeah. So
That's
they
pocket
did
money, man. That ain't nothing.
they did get fined, but it's going to come out of someone's behind. Yeah, it's going to come out of someone's behind.
Well, since
30,000 from you.
It's got to be
So-
coming out of Daniel
Yeah.
Jones's pocket because he's stealing money from the Giants.
you gave it, the Giants gave it to him.
The Giants
so-
gave it to him.
I'm not the Giants.
So real quick, since the Giants and the Lions are going to be playing in the preseason and,
Tomorrow.
Jason
Yeah.
being a Lions fan and all, I mean, what are your expectations of the Lions and in compared to the great season they had last year and all? What do you
Super Bowl,
think your Lions
baby.
are going to be doing or expect should be doing, or what do you expect from them this coming season? What do you look at them as far as the good, the bad, and maybe even the ugly?
I think it's Super Bowl or bust for them. If it's not Super Bowl, then I think it's going to be a failed season, and I think the whole organization is going to look at it that way. I think the ugly is going to be the only. This is my personal belief. The only team that can stop the Lions is the Lions. If they get out there and do dumb stuff that costs their team and do penalties that set themselves back and all this stuff that's happening right now when the joint practices, I think they're the only ones that can stop themselves. I think the sky's the limit for that team. I think they got a great coach, a great head coach, a great offensive coordinator, a great defensive coordinator. They're all back. The whole organization is back. They signed their top guys that they wanted to sign, that they needed to sign. And
they caught their quarterback that extension.
yeah, I mean, they knew that a quarterback in the draft is not going to work for them because of their placement. They knew they had to sign Jared Goff because Hendon Hooker's not ready. As much as I would actually like for him to be ready because of what he did in Tennessee.
Tennessee, yep.
I think that guy has a bright future. Hopefully he's healed, and I think he might be the future for the Lions. But we needed Jared Goff, and Jared Goff he's taken a team to a Super Bowl. He's got more playoff wins than most of the
Dallas
top
Cowboys.
10 quarterbacks.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one particular one in Dallas that, he's got way more playoff wins than.
Yes,
And he
sir.
was one game away from the Super Bowl last year.
And he was
Yep.
one game away from the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I completely agree with you, Jason. 100%. I believe it's
now-
Super Bowl or bust for the Detroit Lions.
Now, let me ask you this, Jason, because everyone knows that Dan Campbell, he loves literally to gamble, literally, and he loves going at fourth down, fourth and goal, loves going for it. Do you think at some point, because I think it did occur in the NFC Championship game, I believe against the 49ers, do you think that in itself could potentially cost them the division? Because I'm going to tell you something, and these guys maybe didn't tell you this, and no disrespect to the Lions, I predict that the Bears are going to win the division, to be honest with you. Okay? I think
And I said Green Bay.
and here's why.
I said Lions.
I
It's
said
not-
Lions.
Yeah, and it's not because the Lions are a bad team. They're not. They are definitely Super Bowl contenders. I don't believe anyone is going to argue with you on that point. The reason why I think, besides the fact that the Bears drafted Caleb Williams, Ozume, they've got Keenan Allen, they got the good running backs, and they have an above average defense. I think my fear is that for the Lions, and I've said this before, when Dan Campbell goes for it on fourth down so much, eventually it's going to come back to bite you. Yes, there are moments when you should go for fourth down. Like I'll take Seattle, for example, and Pete Carroll. There were so many times throughout his 14-year career as head coach, I wish he would go for it. Yep. And Dan Campbell is the complete opposite. He loves going for it, I believe, more so than any head coach in the NFL. And I believe that is actually going to cost them a few games when he does that. Maybe agree or disagree.
I think it may cost him 1 or 2 games, but I don't think it's going to be as drastic because those gambles are paying off, and they have been paying off for him. His constant running on, he'll run on 3rd down and long, and he'll run the ball, and they'll get a first down.
True.
So I think the great mind of our offensive coordinator is, I think he's due to be the next head coach, but I'm glad he's back. And I just think that their schemes are probably the tops in the league. So I think Chicago Bears did improve, but they got a running back, right? DeAndre Swift.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
And he used to be with the Lions, and then he went to Philly, and even the last 2 years he was with the Lions, and then the years he was with the Philadelphia Eagles, he was hurt constantly. And as far as I know, they don't have a backup plan. And then their offensive line for the Bears is not that great either. So they're going to have a lot to keep Caleb Williams upright. They're going to have a lot of improvements to keep him up. But, we'll see. I think the Lions will repeat their NFC North championship, and I think it's Super Bowl for the Lions. But that's me. I'm biased.
I just want to say I love the fact how Dan Campbell is so aggressive with his play calling.
It's his identity.
He was like that. He was like that with Miami when he was their interim coach, and I wish that Miami actually signed him to be their coach. So I hate that about Jason and his team, because I still to this day wish we had Dan Campbell. But I love the way how aggressive he is, and it shows. And what he shows as a leader rubs off onto his players, and they believe into his system and how he wants to do things.
I think last year they had a healthy balance of aggression. This year, I'm hoping it's not in their head.
So
with all these fights and everything, I just hope it's just them releasing energy. The next preseason game, or if they do another joint practice, because sometimes they do 2, I just hope there's no more fights.
I think what was going on at the Giants and Detroit Lions, the Giants have stuff to prove. Last year, the Lions came into the New York Giants practice facility and absolutely trashed them. Absolutely walked the New York Giants. So the New York Giants have stuff to prove to themselves, not only to the league, but to themselves, that we can hang with top teams. Detroit, and face it, Detroit is a top team in this league. And the players are not going to, and they have it. Dan Campbell has an edge to this team, that they are very aggressive and not dirty as in like play dirty, but you know what I mean. In your face type of team. And the Giants just gave it back to them. And
it was probably more so the Giants pushing the issue.
We're from New York.
Show that, hey, we're a team.
We're not getting pushed around. We're not going to get pushed around this time. It ain't going to happen. But
I
also,
think I've been saying that for the last several years. And
no one's been saying that. Stop, Efrain. You're just trying to stop.
Zach, I know what you're talking about. I saw like the Lions would like they'd be on offense and they throw the ball, and whoever caught it, Donovan's People-Jones or something like that, he would catch the ball, and the Giants defender every single time would go and punch the ball out when they caught it. Every single time. So I think they were instigating, yeah. I just wish the Lions would hold back more.
Yeah.
Stop with the childish.
But what I'm going to say is that with the aggressiveness of Dan Campbell, I think that's an amazing approach for him. It's what he does. No one else does in the league. No one else has the balls to do it in the league as much as he does. And I think it will pay off more than when it doesn't. Just because the designs, his team's used to it. They know what to do. And he's so decisive in doing it. It gives his team confidence in that situation. They will succeed in doing it.
And they have the playmakers to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most excited about.
It's not that they will succeed.
And also, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And also, I was going to say, I think it's kind of an insult to think the Chicago Bears are going to jump the Detroit Lions. If I'm a Detroit Lions fan, that's very insulting to me.
How so?
How so? What has the Chicago Bears done in the past 5 freaking years to prove
Their
that
quarterback.
they are a better
Efrain
team
is
than the
saying their
Detroit freaking
quarterback.
Lions?
Their
Their
But
quarterback.
quarterback, he's a rookie. He has done nothing.
he's the
He has
number one pick
proved
for a
No,
nothing.
okay,
reason.
statement, and I'm not. That's a fair
It's a
statement, but
fair
I'm not
statement.
making. Hold on a second. That's a fair statement, but I'm
Yeah.
not making the comparison either between these quarterbacks. But please, let's go back to the AFC, I believe South, where C.J. Stroud took over the division. Okay. Now, granted, it may
That's
not be the great. Hold on a second. It may
I'm
not be the greatest division, but they did it because they had C.J. Stroud. They had a quarterback. Granted, they had a wide receiving duo that actually exceeded beyond their expectations and their running game. You're telling me that with Caleb Williams in the taking the ball and throwing it. You got Keenan Allen on one side. You got the number 1 draft pick, Romeo Zume, on the other end. You got Swift in the backfield. You have an above average. And then nowadays in the NFL,
Running
all
back.
you need is an
And
above
run.
average
Yeah.
defense to win the Super Bowl. Why don't you ask the Kansas City Chiefs when they won the first 2? Last year was all defense. Now, granted, and they had no wide receiving core, including Travis Kelce, was dropping passes most in the league. So as long as you have an above average defense,
That was right.
you
But
have
they
a
have
good
Patrick
quarterback,
Mahomes.
you've got
I'm gonna
wide
respond to
receivers,
this.
you can win. You
That was
can
Russ.
win. Why don't
All
you
right.
ask the Detroit Lions?
All right,
They did it last year, but in this case, they had an experienced quarterback.
So what I'm gonna say about that whole CJ Stroud thing, CJ Stroud came into a good system. They have a good system. They have two could be wide receiver ones in any team. Okay. And Chicago Bears, one, I think their system is trash. I think their offensive coordinator is trash. I think their defensive coordinator is above average. Their Chicago
Justin
defense is
Fields was
definitely
running
good.
for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
the
let's not
offensive
get- and-
but the offensive coordinator is trash. The scheme is horrible. We'll see how they change now.
Don't
Who
forget
knows?
that third
Caleb
wide
Williams could
receiver,
somehow
DJ
do it.
Moore. Don't forget DJ Moore, who had over 1,000 yards. You have to remember, Justin
You got a
Fields
new
was hurt
contract.
last
Yeah,
year as well.
yeah.
He was hurt.
There's a
So he didn't
Can I
play
say
the whole
something about-
season.
He ran all over the Lions, Justin Fields did.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
They-
So
they-
in this case, you have Caleb Williams, who have put up fantastic numbers. And again, we have to go by with what he did. The same thing what C.J. Stroud did at Ohio State, especially in the playoffs with what he did. And Zachary knows, when I saw what he did to the Ohio State defense, Zachary and I said, this man is going to be a stud. The difference between Caleb Williams is the fact that that man had no defense at all. Okay,
So-
when you've got your defense that's allowing 30, 40 points on average per game, and that man is still throwing over 40 points a game, there's only so much he can do, and he still went 7-5. That was because of him. That wasn't because of the team or the defense. He had no one at all to help him. Now he's going to go into a system now with he's got players now. He actually has players. One can make the argument that he's got 2 number 1 receivers. Granted, and Ozume, the number 1 draft pick. He's got Keenan Allen, and he's got DJ Moore. Okay, so he has weapons this time and an above average defense. So that's why I think, in my opinion, with that alone, okay, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Detroit Lions are riding on a high note and they're going to fluster. I think that's going to be a competitive division between the Packers. People forget. Love. People keep forgetting that, man. Jordan Love, okay? You got the Packers. You've got the Vikings. They're going to be insignificant.
the one season love.
Game, but because it's a divisional game, and Zachary
One and
and Keith,
done.
I've always made this argument in Tigo that your divisional game, I don't care what your record is going to be the most difficult game that you're going to have in your schedule. Because they
Always
know each
are.
other, they play themselves twice a year, and they're going to end up beating up on each other. I don't think one team is going to run away with it.
Who are you taking?
Can I quickly intervene on this whole Texans Bears thing real quick?
Well, I'm not debating Texans Bears.
I'm just intervening. So, like I have the Lions, but I think that the way my dad's looking at it, like I think it's fair to say, because you mentioned how like you say, oh, the Texans were doing things and this and that, and I say, well, their last 3 years they finished third, and they were dead last year before C.J. Stroud came in, and the Bears they weren't good either, but they made the moves and they brought in the pieces around Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams,
Good.
like C.J. Stroud, put up numbers in college. Caleb Williams just didn't have the defense
All
that
right.
C.J. Stroud had.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
So now-
I'm just saying that the opinion that the Bears will be a solid team and to possibly win the division, I'm the way I'm looking at it is it's fair, even though I would still go with the Lions.
All right, can I?
That's my look at
So with the Houston Texans winning last year, all right, from last place, they got the Tennessee Titans in their division. They got the Indianapolis Colts in their division. They got the Jacksonville Jaguars in their division.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trash.
All right, trash, right? Sounds right.
No. Because
Trash.
Last year the Titans have been winning games. They've been doing good.
6-11.
They'll have-
6-11, 9-8, 9-8, 10-7.
Yeah,
Minus
yeah,
62
those are
point
playoff
differential,
teams.
minus
Playoff
19
teams.
point differential, plus
They won
6.
divisions with that, with Derrick Henry, and then you have Trevor Lawrence on the Jaguars, and then the Colts have Anthony Richardson as long as he's healthy. That's a solid division.
That
They're not gonna just.
I don't think that compares. No, I didn't. No, I did not.
You just like 10-7, 9-8, 9-8. I'm saying like those are still NFL teams at the end of the day.
Oh
And,
my
like,
gosh, I know that, Zach. That's not what I'm talking about, dude.
You're trying to bring up it's nothing compared to the
He's
NFC
I think he's comparing
North.
the divisions.
Yeah, to the you're comparing that to the NFC North, and I'm like, they're not like the NFC North doesn't like by far decimate like the AFC South, like the AFC South.
Green Bay Packers versus the Tennessee Titans. Who's winning?
Green Bay.
The Packers.
Okay, Green Bay Packers versus
That's
the
a good
Indianapolis
one.
Colts. Who's winning?
Colts is a good team, man. Colts is a good
Healthy,
team.
I think it could be home team.
Colts is a good team.
They went 9-8 last year.
Jack-
They went 9-8 last
okay.
year with a backup quarterback.
Okay, Jacksonville. So that's a toss-up.
Home team.
We'll say
With
that's
the
a
running
toss-up.
back who's injured most of the year too.
Jaguars are home teams too, so there you go.
Okay, so
That's
toss-up.
home team.
Okay, give it to the home team. Okay, Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. Okay, yeah, they're about even.
Like,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
about even.
If you
But you want hold on, no,
I'm
hold on.
taking the home team.
Let me finish this. Let me finish this here, okay? Last year, okay, Houston, Texas 10-7, Jacksonville Jaguars 9-8, Indianapolis Colts 9-8, and Tennessee Titans 6-11. In the NFC North, only 2 teams were over 500, 2 teams under 500. So statistically speaking, the AFC was better than the NFC.
Look what the
Depends on
look what the
teams you're
AFC
playing,
they
too.
played. Look at the games they played.
9
Yeah.
wins without Anthony Richardson.
Depends on what-
Without
Right.
Richardson.
I'm not
The
saying
pick overall.
I'm not
You
saying
gotta break,
they're
but you gotta
trash.
break that way down
Right.
to what teams they all played.
Right.
I get I get that. I get that.
I'm
We
just
can break it down. I
saying
get
I'm
it.
saying it's insane to compare CJ Stroud to
Can't just go by the records.
what Williams could do. Caleb
Listen,
Williams, sorry,
Listen,
could do.
It's not.
It is.
We're talking about coming into the league last year.
Right.
CJ Stroud proved himself with the pieces around him, and see, like we're going off of what they did in college. We looked at what CJ Stroud did in college, and we looked at what Caleb Williams. And we're Oklahoma fans. We have a first look at Caleb Williams, and we've seen what he can do. I watched plenty of Caleb Williams games. He didn't have any defense at USC. How do you expect a man
Or
to win
Oklahoma.
every single game when your defense is giving up 40 and 50 points? Please
Now,
don't.
see, I'll say this.
Win those games.
I'll-
I've seen him win those games.
I'll
putting up
say
40,
this.
50 himself.
I'll say this: out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he does have the best chance to actually do really good compared to everybody else.
I think
Like,
he's
I'm
gonna
not saying
do
he's
good.
gonna
I
win
just
the
hate his
division. I'm saying
attitude.
I think it's fair.
I-
to have him
I-
come in
I
and
ju-
possibly
I-
win the division.
I personally think it is insane to throw the Chicago Bears above the Detroit Lions when the Chicago Bears did nothing to prove it.
I'll say one last thing. I'll say one last thing about the Chicago Bears. I think what they did this year is what the Lions tried to do 2 years ago. However, they didn't improve their defense greatly, and their offensive line is not nearly as good as the Lions. So
I'd agree to that.
that's
I would
the
totally
that's
agree
the
with
only thing that I see that will keep them from an NFC championship, I think. And the fact that I think the Bears will be 7-9 this year.
I could see 9-8. I could see 9-8.
The only difference between Goff and Caleb Williams, to some degree, I don't know much about Goff and his running, but Caleb Williams. I
It's
understand.
non-existent.
I understand that the offensive line of the Lions are much better than the Bears. No argument here. But where there could be somewhat of a makeup is the fact that Caleb Williams is going to be able to run outside of the pocket, be able to get away from the defenders. Now you don't
Yeah.
want him doing that all the
He's a
time.
scrambler,
I got a
right?
question. I got a question
Well,
here.
you
It's
also
gonna add into what you're saying. Hold up, Zach. It's gonna add into what you were gonna explain, Efrain. Do you think Caleb Williams is as good as a prospect as Joe Burrow coming into the NFL?
Absolutely, if not better.
Oh,
Absolutely.
You think
Absolutely. You
so?
said coming into the league.
shots fired.
Coming
That's what
into
you
the
said.
league, yeah.
You
It's
said
coming
coming into the
Joe
league.
Joe Burrow went to the
Absolutely.
Super Bowl in his rookie year.
No, we didn't.
No, no,
No, my bad. He went to the championship
no.
game.
Yeah,
Championship
but
game.
you, no, you're not now. I can't tell you
It's
that
not here.
until Caleb Williams has a few more years. Your question was
Mine,
coming into
but
the league.
this was Joe Burrow's first year.
No quarterback that's being drafted and coming in is like expected to win Super Bowls.
Right,
So I
no
don't know
one.
I don't
So
know
what?
you
So
mean
what
by
I'm asking is,
what-
do you think? Exclude that the championship thing. So you think Caleb Williams is better than Joe Burrow coming into the league?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you
Here's
think it's
why.
close? Do you think it's
I
close?
think it's up there in turn. I think every high quarterback that's drafted is expected to like make playoffs because in reality the only teams
But you're going to
win
trash
Super Bowls
teams.
recently. Yeah, but so I'm looking at like what are you expected to do as a quarterback coming in? I'm like it's not win Super Bowls because clearly it's only been Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes the last 2 years. You're
Yeah,
expected
or
to
Eli.
try and bring your team. You're honestly thought to come in and win and make make the playoffs and maybe win a game or two. Like that's realistically what these quarterbacks are doing. So as a rookie quarterback coming in, I think that expectation for every single quarterback is to make your team go from like dead last because you're the first overall pick to eventually making them a playoff team.
Okay, I can see that.
think
I
I
agree
think
with that.
same level of Joe Burrow and Caleb Williams is there because the Bears also made those moves. Like, yeah, they have a defense that they still need to improve, an offensive line to move, but they still made those pieces around Caleb Williams, which I hope that they would have done for Justin Fields.
I could.
So I think that's how I look at Caleb Williams come in and what he's expected is to try and turn that team around from being last place to squeeze in for a wild card. That's how I'm looking.
I just don't think they could. See, the way I see it is, I see them finishing third behind Detroit and Green Bay. That's what I see.
And you
But it is an improvement. It is an improvement, though. It's not.
And you have to remember
He
for
improved.
this season, the Lions have to play the top team in every division, and the Bears get to play the worst team in
Yeah.
every division.
With
Factoring
with
Yes,
a
they
target.
do.
The Lions have a target
Oh,
on
the
their
Lions
back now.
definitely have a target.
And I think my dad is also factoring in that, yeah, it's possible that Dan Campbell causes the Lions a game or two.
Okay.
Where and the Bears win that game or two
All right.
against the Lions, but so I think he's not thinking the Lions are going to go like 13, 14 wins. I
No.
think he's thinking they're going to get like 11ish, and he's saying that
Or
the
10.
Bears could get around that. You know?
Oh, all right.
Which I'm
I see it. I see
I'm
it.
not saying, but I'm not saying they're going to win it or they're going to. I'm just saying like.
So you're saying the Bears are going
It's
to?
not like
I
that.
mean, you're saying the Bears are going to win the division, but I disagree
saying
with that.
it.
But
I'm
Not
saying
me.
it.
Not me.
I
I
am.
think they can squeeze a wild card spot.
But to answer your question, when you said who has a higher ceiling just coming into the NFL between Joe Burrows and Caleb Williams, I say Caleb Williams for this reason because Joe Burrow was surrounded by a team and no fault of his own. God bless LSU, but Joe Burrow
LSU,
was
baby.
surrounded by guys that are going to be playing on Sundays. Caleb Williams, for the most part, in comparison to Joe Burrow, did not have those type of players. Now, I'm not faulting Joe Burrows for that. That's LSU, wide receiver university. I get that.
Yes, sir.
Great defense. Okay, I get that. But
Malik
now look
Neighbors.
at Caleb Williams and look what he did with practically no talent for the most part in comparison to LSU. Now he comes in and they're surrounding him with talent. That's one of the reasons why I believe Caleb Williams is going to excel, and that's one of the reasons why, like Zachary said, the Lions are going to be playing elite teams over 500, teams that made over the playoffs, whereas the Bears are not, and they're going to be able to sneak in potentially, coupled with, I believe, Dan Campbell could potentially cost a game or two that could decide the division. That's all I'm saying.
Every player coming in, it's what if. You don't know
Absolutely.
because yes, he's surrounded by talent, but also he's playing against elite talent
True.
every game.
I'll give you
So
that.
we'll just
give you that.
we got to wait it out and just see what happens.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's always why I think it's crazy to think a rookie quarterback's going to overtake a team that's already proven they can do it. So, I mean,
the reason
Those expectations for
and you have to
third
understand
overall.
the NFL is the biggest parity out of all major league sports because and the bigger factor is the salary cap because you can't go over the salary cap. You can't keep your elite players. There are going to be players either traded or cut or traded or released or test free agency. So every year you're gonna have those several teams that are going to be expected to make the playoffs. But guess what? There's always going to be those few teams that are gonna sneak in. Last year, like I said, I predicted, and Zachary and Keith, Jason, you're gonna love this part. The team I predicted to make the playoffs last year, not as a wild card, but when I say wild card, the two unexpected teams, one in the AFC, one in the NFC, to make it. Last year for me were the Browns. They made it. Last year for me were the Lions. They both made it. For me, this year in the NFC, it's going to be the Bears. I haven't decided what I think is going to be the AFC. I believe more than likely it's going to probably be the Colts, but I'm
I'll
not
say
sure.
Steelers. I'll say Steelers too.
Steelers made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're saying they're going to win a division. Like that team is kind of the Steelers for you.
Oh, no. Steelers are going to win the division. I think they're going to win the division. I'm not going against Mike Tomlin. Can't do it. Can't do it. Want to, but I can't.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
I'm excited.
I'm
for
excited.
Super Bowl. I don't know about you guys.
Speaking of the Steelers, isn't that where Ayuk is wanting to be traded to?
now, thank you
Well,
for that segue.
now moving on to that.
So, with that being said, there is an issue going on right now with Brandon Ayuk where there is some stalling right now between the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk, who is in his last year of his contract. And right now, originally 3 teams were in the hunt to trading for Brandon Ayuk. The Browns, the Steelers, and the Patriots. The Patriots decided to walk away. And that's as of now, unless something has changed, as of today, the 2 teams that are in the hunt for his rights in a trade is the Browns and the Steelers. And if the Steelers are able to grab Brandon Ayuk in a trade, I'm going to say it. I'm going to look like a genius when they win the division. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah, that
49ers want a lot for Ayuk, though. They want
a lot.
They are not
here's
going to
the
let him
problem.
go easy.
They want a lot, but they're not signing him then. Because, again, at some point, this is, again, the salary.
They don't have to.
They don't have to
Purdy
sign him.
next year.
They don't have to sign him, not until next year.
No, but that's what I mean.
Then they can just franchise tag him.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? But then what are you gonna do? You're gonna want a frustrated wide receiver.
That's on him.
You really versus now you're gonna have to pay the quarterback potentially $325 million.
That's on San Fran. They want to pay Brock Purdy, who's a system quarterback who hasn't proved to win a Super Bowl. Go ahead. I mean, that's on them.
A lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks not named Patrick Mahomes.
But
I think their window is closing.
But what is they want a lot, right? But
I think. Sorry, go.
No, go ahead, Jason. You were gonna say something first.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say was, what is Brandon Ayuk really, really worth? I know from what I saw that they are expecting to start a first-round draft pick.
Yes.
Unless the Steelers are gonna go all in, then give up a first-round draft pick and whatever else that the 49ers are seeking. But don't expect a team to just basically give away the draft picks. That's not going to happen realistically, in my opinion. If you're going to get a number 1 draft pick, consider yourself getting maybe a 6th pick or a 7th pick. But you're not going to get a number 1 and a boatload of draft picks unless the Steelers truly believe that that's their missing piece. But knowing the Steelers and their history, they're not going to just give away draft picks because that's how they continue to be successful through the draft.
So now I know that They're not trading him unless he is comes to a contract agreement with the team that he is getting traded to.
Correct.
So that's gonna
And
that will lower the value anyways of a trade right there. They're definitely gonna get a first round pick for him.
Yeah.
I maybe a third and a fourth, maybe in the future, but getting that from the Steelers is an issue because they hit on those late picks. Like they hit a lot on those late picks.
That's why I don't see. There's always a dumb team out there.
Like the
There's
Browns.
always a dumb team.
The Browns are a very dumb organization that will trade all their picks and sign them to a high contract just to get them.
Exactly.
Pittsburgh is not an organization that does moves like that. They never have been, and with Mike Tomlin and everything, they never will be.
That's
The
not
Browns will.
Steelers.
The Browns will though.
Oh.
Yeah, if I'm the Niners, I'm not like I'm asking for high because like he is technically your all-pro wide receiver.
He's a wide receiver one.
And I think they're good enough like to win a super. I don't think they'd win a Super Bowl, obviously, but I think that they still are good enough to win a Super Bowl without him. So it's like, well, if you're gonna have these issues like trying on the field for us, then we're just gonna hold on to you until we get one that we like because we're a good enough team without you, in my opinion, and that's how I'm sure that they're looking at it. Like we have a great team right now.
I mean,
still got, so like I'm not getting rid of them.
I'm not trying to ruin your. I agree with your opinion, but they weren't even good enough with him. So I mean, like,
what do you mean? They made the Super Bowl.
did they win the Super Bowl?
Did they make the Super Bowl?
Did they win it?
They don't give out participation trophies.
Okay.
No.
So they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They didn't win it.
They are. So you're saying that like
All right.
They didn't win
all
it.
other teams are not good enough.
Yes, they didn't win it. There's no
Jacob, this is what
participation
we deal
trophies
with
in the
on a regular
NFL.
basis.
They are realistically good enough to win it.
They're
but
good
that
enough.
doesn't
They're
mean that
good
are-
enough to win
that
it.
doesn't- I didn't say they are going to.
Oh,
win. I
all
said
right,
they're
all
good
right,
enough
all right,
to win
all
it.
right.
What are we talking about?
But if they lose
I don't
IU,
know. I don't know.
listen. If they lose IU, they're not good enough to win it.
How?
They're not.
What difference does Brandon Ayuk do?
He's their wide receiver one. Debo Samuel's not.
Debo Samuel.
No, he's not.
No, Debo
Yeah, he is.
Samuel is
He's a
their
gadget.
Samuel
He's a
is.
gadget.
Debo Samuel is.
He's a gadget.
And again, they're still good enough to win it.
He's a gadget. Take my balloons.
Like,
All right.
like
Okay. So just
Okay.
real quick, to get to our last topic,
Okay.
I just want to go over this year's 2024 NFL Hall of Fame inductees. I'm just gonna list them real quick.
I get where you're coming from, though, Zach.
First, 16 seasons in the league. Dwight Feeney, mostly spent with the Indianapolis Colts. Just a quick reference, Zachary, both of you, and Iacheta out of Syracuse University. In his senior year with Syracuse, he actually led the entire nation in sacks for 17 and a half. 7 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pro, 47 forced fumbles, 4th all-time, by the way, in that, 25 and a half sacks. Rookie record in sacks his first year in the NFL still holds up with 13. Congratulations to Dwight Feeney.
it's not my football team.
And
Dwight
then,
Feeney was a
I
problem.
don't know this gentleman. Probably none of us do. His name is Ron Gradisher. I hope I pronounced his last name correctly. Out of Ohio State. He was drafted in the 4th round, 14th pick back in 1974. Linebacker, 7 Pro Bowls, 5 All-Pro. Leads Denver Bronco history in tackles with 2,049. And believe it or not, 2nd all-time in tackles as a linebacker, only behind Ray Lewis. Okay, so that should tell you
Before
how
my
good
time,
he is.
so he must have
All
been
right?
a beast.
Oh, real quick on this guy. He is only one of 10 players.
Who?
The other 9 were
Who?
already in the Hall of Fame before him. But he's only one of 10 players as a linebacker.
You
to
talking about
have 7
Suggs?
Pro Bowls.
He's talking about Randy Grandisher.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. 7 Pro Bowls, 20 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries. The other 9 were already in the Hall of Fame, and he's the last one to make it. So congratulations. Again, Keith, you're going to be happy. Devin Hester, punt returner, 4 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 14 punt return touchdowns. And, of course, he's from the
He was a problem. He was a
University of
problem on the
Miami.
Bears.
There you go. All right.
It's all about the U,
Yeah.
baby.
Exactly.
Yep, he was a
He
problem.
spent most of his time in the
Yeah.
Bears, and he was a problem for the Lions. Oh my God!
Yeah.
He spent most of his time in the end zone. Come on now.
The next
Shut up.
one, again, this is to your liking, Keith. Andre Johnson, wide receiver out of Houston,
Yeah, he was
Texas.
good. He was a
He was
7
baby
Pro
Calvin
Bowls.
Johnson.
Where was this? Hey, Keith, Andre Johnson. There you go. He won't say. He's gonna show you. Over 1,000 receptions, over 14,000 receiving yards, 70 touchdowns, 7 seasons with over 1,000-yard receiving.
He was a
2
problem.
All Pros. So again, here's the one interesting.
Beast.
This is the one thing I didn't know. He's one of 3 players
Baby Calvin
to
Johnson.
lead the NFL in receiving yards in back-to-back seasons. The other 2, Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice.
2 more beasts.
He's the only weapon the Texans had. Come on now.
Basically. And then real quick, out of the Chicago Bears, going back to the NFC North, Steve McMichaels, back 85
Mongo.
Bears, 3 All-Pros, 2 Pro Bowls, 17 fumble recoveries, 13 forced fumbles, 95 sacks in 15 seasons. Oh, by the way, he played in 191 straight games for the
Wow.
Bears.
Yep.
The last 2.
On defense.
Yep. The last 2, Julius Peppers, second
was a
pick overall in
Giants.
the 2002 draft, in 8 seasons, 7 Pro Bowls, 3 All Pros. I'm sorry, forgive me.
Bears.
He had 17 seasons. Excuse me, 17 seasons, 9 Pro Bowls, 3 All Pros, 159 and a half sacks,
Wait,
52
didn't
forced
Julius
fumbles.
Peppers
He was
used to play
also
for the
Defensive
Giants?
Rookie of the Year.
No.
No,
sir.
He actually went. He actually went to the Bears as a free agent after playing for the Panthers.
Peppers.
But he had 10 sacks or more in 10 seasons. By the way,
Yeah.
Tied
You're
for
thinking of
third
Jabril Peppers.
most in the NFL.
Yes.
Last but not least, the Patrick Willis. He out of Ole Miss, Mississippi, first round pick. He only played 8 seasons, but in 8 seasons,
Dominant.
7 Pro Bowls, 5 All Pros, 20 and a half sacks as a linebacker, 8 interceptions, 16 forced fumbles, 950 tackles, and rookie and 2007 Defensive Rookie of the Year with 174 tackles, 4 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, and
Nice.
5 defensive passes. So, with that being said, I know time is running short, but if everybody, I'll be last, but if everybody can pick that one player that had no business being in the Hall of Fame, who would that be?
Should I go first?
Cheddar, you can go first.
I'm gonna go on my. Can I go? I'm gonna say my picks for this year's Hall of Fame inductee. I'm gonna say my picks first. All right. I'm gonna say who I think should be in the Hall of Fame this year first. Like just.
You can go and start with Eli Manning. We all know that. Next
Yup.
question.
Eli Manning. I'm gonna go Eli Manning. I'm going Demarius Thomas. I'm gonna go Aqib Talib, and I'm gonna go Terrell Suggs. Those are my picks for the Hall of Fame this year. Also, mine is, if I can get the right link up here. Hold up. Let me get the right link here. Where's this guy? Go Zach. I gotta get my link.
Me?
Yeah, you
Just
go.
one.
Someone else.
I'll go.
So yeah, someone else go. I'm getting my link.
My pick, or has no business being in the Hall of Fame, is probably going to hurt some feelings.
Wow.
Hurt.
Troy
Wow.
Aikman.
Yes.
No business
Yes.
being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why.
Because he's a Dallas Cowboy and they suck.
No. Go ahead, Keith.
He has 0 all teams,
Talk to
all
him.
pro, has 0 all pros.
Talk to him.
5 of his 12 seasons in the NFL were below 500.
Talk to him.
He has just barely more touchdown passes than he does interceptions at 165 versus 141. And amongst all of the quarterbacks in the NFL that has ever been in the history, he's like 180 something behind some of the greats like, let's say, Steve McMichael, Henry Ellard, Randall Cunningham, Boomer Esiason, Drew Bledsoe, London Fletcher, Dave Craig, Donovan McNabb, Vikings, and some other names. Brad Johnson, Miami. Remember Brad Johnson?
Yep.
Miracle guy. He has more touchdown passes than Troy Aikman does.
Preach.
Dan Keith, you going low
Preach.
there. Ouch.
Preach.
His pass rating is 49th in the league in history.
That's Jason.
That's Jason, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Sorry.
I'll go after you,
We
Jason.
really sound that much alike?
Nah.
I thought
guess
it was
so.
Keith the whole time.
Yeah.
Aikman wasn't a fine quarterback, but you want to talk about a game manager, I think he's the all-time great.
Okay.
All
You
right.
ready,
I'm
Adam Cheddar?
ready.
Thank you.
I'm
Jason.
ready.
He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Get this bum, Joe Namath, out of the Hall of freaking Fame. He is a bum. Trash. Guy is. Sorry. I'm sorry. I came off aggressive there. I apologize. I got to respect him.
Back it up.
So, his career record is 62, 63, and 4. Horrible. Horrible.
That's
All
what you're
right.
talking about, Broadway.
Also,
Joe,
he has
dog.
he
You talking about Broadway Joe?
yeah,
dog?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Broadway fraud.
I wanna kiss you.
I-
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, no.
He has completed only more than half of his passes just 5 times in his 13-year career, with a career mark of a 50.1% completion rate
But
in his career. He has 173 total touchdowns in 140 games, but he also threw
what he did, though.
220
But what he
picks.
did.
As for his passer rating, he has a 65.5 passer rating as a quarterback. That's right below Norm Snead in 145th place out of all quarterbacks.
But what he
Ever.
did though.
Ouch.
No.
He did nothing. He is trash. I don't care if he won a
see,
Won
Super
one
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
So you just told me,
Congratulations.
you just told me Joe Namath is ranked higher than Troy Aikman.
if Joe Namath is in the Hall of Fame, why is Phil Simms
is
not in
true.
the Hall of Fame?
Damn.
All right.
All right. Tigo.
Get the bum out of the Hall of Fame. He's trash. I feel sorry for Jets fans because they get amen to you. Just amen.
All right. Who you got, Tigo? Do you
I
have one in
don't
mind?
have
That's
one
it, that's
in
all.
mind. If I do have one in mind, but I don't know if he made it to the Hall of Fame yet. But I hope he do not ever get in. And that's an ex-Cowboy.
Okay.
And that
Who's
is
that?
Go for it.
that broadcast dude. I don't even want to say his name because he's not even worth saying his name.
Tony
Yeah,
Romo.
that dude. Yeah.
Tony Romo?
You mean the guy, the jersey that one of you two are
guys
gonna be
wanna
wearing?
be-
Actions
gonna
speak louder
wear.
than words. Actions speak louder
I'm not
than
wearing
words.
it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. Oh,
we don't
I'm not wearing it because we ain't losing.
Oh, stop. Yeah,
let's
Tigo.
let's get Jason up to
Enjoy
speed.
your
So
Bronny
Jason,
James jersey. That's all I'm gonna say.
so
Yeah.
What's happening?
Jason, these two clowns, Nick fans, are saying that they're going to finish ahead of the Celtics
Orange and
next
blue
year.
skies,
Now, when
baby.
they don't, those two Giant fans are going to be doning some Cowboys gear, hats, everything, wristbands with number 9 on it.
I'm personally more irritated about the hat more than anything.
And not that Temu quality stuff. They got to go actually to a sports store and get all that stuff.
Yes, and they're getting their picture taken with it, and I'm going to have that as my background on every single
Nice.
podcast the rest of that year.
And we're going to put it on every possible social media outlet that we can find.
Yep. Biggest Cowboy fans in the world, right here.
Yup.
Hey, I'm just. It's gonna be hilarious when the Knicks get farther than the Boston Celtics, and you guys just gotta eat your words. Cause it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be hilarious.
Bro,
Yeah,
seriously, bro.
it's gonna
Stop
be so
living in a
hilarious.
utopia. Keith.
I don't have a dog in that fight.
Who's next?
It would be Keith.
I mean, if I had to
Keith.
pick somebody, I'm gonna go with another Dallas Cowboys player, Bob Hayes.
Yes, I love the Dallas Cowboys stuff, guys.
Wow. Damn.
Wide receiver. He was a speedy receiver, but he didn't even get eligible until his senior nominee. He had 371 career receptions, good for 222nd on the all-time list. The only good thing he did, he averaged 20.0 yards per reception, but he only surpassed 1,000 yards twice in his career. I don't. To me, that doesn't guarantee. That doesn't warrant.
When did he play?
The years he played?
Yeah.
It says 2009 is when he was inducted. So what? 5 years before? What is it? 5 years?
Yeah, but it could have been a while since he got in. He could have. I'm just trying to figure out when he played, because if he played during the 60s and 70s when all they did was throw the ball, and he's a wide receiver and only got 2,000 yards in two seasons. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Who is it again? Sorry.
Bob Hayes.
So what are you looking for? I have him up. I have him looked up. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
What year did he play? He got inducted in 2009.
Yeah.
He was a finalist in 2004 for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he played in the 60s. He played 65 to 75.
There you go.
Yeah,
11 seasons.
He only surpassed 1,000 yards twice.
And it was his rookie year and the next year. And after that, it basically tanked for him. Like his last 4 seasons in the NFL, 200 yards, 360 yards, 118 yards, 119 yards.
We're saying the NFL has
put you in the Hall of Fame.
So we're saying the NFL has Dallas Cowboy privilege. Is that what we're saying?
I'll say it.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
I'll say
100%.
I have a great one.
All right.
I have a great one.
So
What's Zach turn?
So with that being said, 2 Cowboys already on the
Zach's
list.
turn.
Zach, go ahead.
Zach's going to yell at you again.
Wide receiver
Wow.
Lynn Swann from the Pittsburgh
Oh.
Steelers.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
Oh,
In
my.
9 career seasons, he has 3 Pro Bowls with a total of 336 receptions for 5,462 yards.
Can we clap for that?
51 touchdowns.
Can we clap for that?
Now, those are his career numbers. I'm going to give you current wide receiver.
Wait,
wide
career
receiver.
numbers?
Those are career numbers, yes.
This is his best in one season. In one season, this is his best. 61 catches, 880 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And he never finished top 5 in receiving yards or receptions in a season, like for anybody. He never finished top 5 in any year. 5,400 career.
He did have a lot of touchdowns.
I'm going to give you current wide receivers with more. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Jimmy Graham,
Odell.
Robert Woods, Tyler Lockett, Odell Beckham Jr., Adam Thielen, Randall Cobb, Zach Ertz, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, George Kittle.
So the whole league.
Tyler Boyd, and Cole Beasley.
So the whole league. The whole league, basically. Zach, he did have 51 touchdowns, though. He did score a lot.
51 touchdowns.
He did score a lot.
So
Probably the Super Bowls that they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was in the 70s.
He had a good receiving or Super Bowl performance, but I didn't know.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw.
So-
4-time Super Bowl
I didn't
champion.
know being on the 3-yard line and just
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, that's something the Seahawks should have done better.
Oh.
That's not directed at you, Zach. It's directed at your father.
Oh.
Ooh, that was a low blow, Cheddar. That was a low blow.
Wow, you just made Efrain leave.
Efrain vanished.
You just made him leave.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to show one thing for Efrain. But that's okay.
Did he actually?
him leave.
I think he accidentally closed that.
That was a low.
I
That
think
was
you heard his
below the
feelings.
belt, Cheddar.
Wow.
That was below the belt.
Yo, listen.
That
He
came out of left field.
listen. He throws comments at the Giants and me all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Technically, Tyler Lockett, Adam Thielen, Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, all have more receiving touchdowns.
That's crazy. That's
he's
crazy.
Wow.
tied with Cooper, and he's tied with Cooper Kupp.
So all,
Wow.
So not really
that's
many touchdowns.
no. It did look a lot though. It looked like a lot.
So those players.
That's crazy though. That's crazy.
Have you guys seen like the NFL salary caps and what they look like for your respective teams?
Mine's non-existent, so I can't talk on that.
Yup. Efrain's
All right.
coming back.
It's all good.
Yeah. So just real quick. So this is my apologies for the technical difficulties. So I'm gonna piggyback on what Zachary said because my
Why is your
one
webcam in a
thing-
different place? You chuck it across the room?
my
When
No.
you were
My-
when you were gone, I listed off Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Adam Thielen, Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, and Cooper Kupp have more touchdowns than Lynn Swan. So the
All
guys
right.
that I kind of mentioned earlier.
So I'm gonna actually going to upset. I'm gonna piss off a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Unfortunately, I can't say one. It's actually a
Terry
trio. Okay, and they played around. It's
Wow.
actually Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swan,
Wow.
and John Stallworth. Okay, what those
Can we get a
three
sound
did-
effect for that?
What those three did was ride the coattails of the Steelers steel curtain defense, okay? So I'm not going to mention Lynn Swan because he doesn't belong there. Terry Bradshaw, in 14 seasons, he threw for 27,989 yards, 212 touchdowns, 210 interceptions, a 51.9 completion
He
rate.
sounds like Joe Namath.
If you break down his
And
average
Troy Aikman.
per year, he threw less than 2,000 yards a year, 15 touchdowns a year, 15 picks a year. Okay? So moving on to John Stallworth. Okay, in 14 years, he had a total of 8,723 yards, 537 receptions, 63 touchdowns. He only had 3 years where he had over 1,000-yard receptions. Never led the league in receptions, yards, touchdowns in any year. On average, he averaged 623 yards receiving, 38 receptions, and 4.5 touchdowns a year. Let's go to Lynn Swan. On average, per year, 606 yards per year, 37 receptions, and 5.5 touchdowns a year. Those three goes as one person. They have no business. The only reason why they're in the Hall of Fame is because they won 4 Super Bowls, riding the coattails of the steel curtain of that phenomenal defense. The one that should be going to the Hall of Fame is probably every player on that defense, or at least the elite ones. The only offensive player that should be going, or offensive players that should be going to the Hall of Fame, which they are, is John Franco, the Hall of Fame, and that line starting with the center, Mike Webster, and any other offensive lineman. Those other three have absolutely no business being in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying. So have fun, enjoy the ride, because that's the only reason why you're in the Hall of Fame is riding the coattails. I'm done.
Every time he watches that pre-show, that's what he thinks.
Okay. So yeah, you know what? And I'm not sure. And if the Steelers fans are hurt, and you want to make an argument for allowing 3 below average players to enter the Hall of Fame, you are more than welcome to come to the show. Go ahead.
Down
Go
in
get
the
Terry
comments.
Bradshaw.
Or
Go get
down in the
Stallworth.
comments.
Go get Swan. The third best receiver in today's NFL is probably way 10 times better than those guys ever had. I'm done. Let's move on.
Listen, you want to argue? Same thing with the Dallas Cowboy fans. Down in the comments. Put them down in the comments. We'll
Put 'em down.
tear you apart. Down in the comments.
So with that being said, I just want to let everybody know that thank you for watching the show. You've got any comments, any suggestions, please let us know. I want to thank Jason for coming on the show.
Yay.
You are welcome anytime, my friend. You actually said some things that actually made sense. Maybe you might teach Ayachetta a thing or two about it, considering that
Yeah.
he was talking about the Giants. Antigo, feel free to do so.
Yo, they talk about
to
the
them at a
Boston
later
Celtics
date,
all the time.
you know. But in any event, I just want to say thank you for watching the show. Any comments? We appreciate all the love out there from everybody. And as I always say, God bless you to everyone.
Like and subscribe.
And you folks have a good evening, okay?
Like and subscribe.
Thank
And cue the music.
you.
Music's not working.
Don't
course
cue the
it's not. Why
music.
wouldn't it?
I'm gonna turn it up and
There
then
you
I'm
go.
gonna
Take
break
it down.
All right, hold up.
Yeah, Jason.
I'll be the
Help me out.
backup.
I hear.
See that?
Yeah.
My brother from another mother.
Now cue the music. Yeah.
You know what?
We promise to get better. We promise to get better.
This is the best
Here's
show
the
on
thing.
YouTube. Best show on YouTube.